Hey guys, it's me Max. So in today's video, we're going to be making bread. But before we make the bread, we're going to have to show our ingredients. So come over here guys. So we have the flour used to make the masa or the dough. And over here, we got the yeast. And we have the oil, the water, and the chicharron. It looks bad, but trust me, when you put it into the dough and make it into bread, it's going to be good. Trust me. And we have this cup here to mix the ingredients. Okay, so you see the grease here? It looks disgusting, but just so you know, this is the grease from cow. Look. See how it's like all drippy and brown? Yeah, that's cow grease. Okay, so come over here. So first things first, we're going to put the butter on this tray so then we can have it prepared for later so we can put the bread on the tray. So that the bread doesn't like stick on the tray. So like for example, if the bread doesn't have oil, it's gonna stick on, it's gonna be hard to remove. So first things first, you see this butter? I'm gonna grab a little piece of it with my hand and like spread it around the entire board. And we're gonna need a lot of butter so we can put the tray. So boom, magic, we got butter on this. And so we have to slide so we have to like move the butter all the way to the tray. This kind of takes, I'm doing this so the bread doesn't stick on it. But also, we're putting the butter here. So what's it called? You see this? The baking paper, it sticks on it. As you can see, most of it's clear. Since now it's clear, you have to hold it now because the corners are actually hard to get now. So I have to like, kind of like, use my other hand to like lift it up so I can see the edges more. Okay. Okay. So now it's almost, now it's done. You see it's covered in butter, right? We're gonna grab the paper. First, we're gonna measure the paper to see how long it has to be. Okay. Because it's this long, we have to cut it. So because now I'm putting on the baking paper, I have to like press down on the baking paper so it sticks to what's it called, the tray. Okay, so now that we got the paper cutting all out, we're gonna have to put the butter onto the trays now for later. So we're gonna put the butter on the tray. You know what happens next? We're gonna do the exact same thing like we did there. We spread the butter all over the tray. Okay, so now we put butter on the tray. We're gonna put this here for later, and we rinse and repeat. Spread butter on the tray. Mostly in the center. Okay, so now we got this tray done. We got one more tray left. A bit more butter. A bit too much butter. This would be enough butter. And we just spread it all again. Okay, so now we have these trays out of the way.
Continue.
Okay. I get the butter on the tray. Put the paper. See how it's shaped like a circle. You spread it on. And put it on every edge of this. So it looks like a pizza, as you can see, side. And we do the same with these. Then, a little bit closer to the center. and then kind of like just spread this around. Now that we have this tray done, we got the last piece of paper for this here. Okay, so now we got the trays out of the way. I washed my hands, and now we're gonna go to the next step, making the dough. Okay, so first, we're gonna need 3 scoops of yeast into the cup. Okay. We all make messes. We all make messes. Back. Okay. Okay. So now that we got the dough all out, we have to let it sit for a bit. So first, let's put our stuff away, and then we're gonna worry about it later. So now that we got all our stuff sorted out, we have to put the baking paper on top of the dough so the dough can like become full. I forgot about this cup because I put it here. Okay, now we need to put the wrapping paper, the baking paper, on top of his so the dough can like slowly form, like into like a ball. Okay, you have to take out the dough first. Big chunk. Okay, so now we got like an oval shape. We kind of like gotta curl up and push it down. Curl up and like push it down. Now we're going to separate the halves. So then it's going to be easier doing one half than the entire thing. Put that in front of me. So you have getting like more like full dough. Becoming stuff we need to put on that the bread. Now we grab into like oval shape like before. Okay, so now put this over here. And now we have to begin with this one. See how it's like different. It feels different. And begin. Now it's starting to mix in the chicharron. You see how it's like in different parts of the dough? Mixing. Okay. Ahora se mira como que ya está mezclando el chicharrón con la masa. El mismo masa, okay, vale. El mismo gris que puso el chicharrón es la gris que hace el masa más suave. Okay, so now that they're both the same, we gotta mix them together again. So make this back into like an old oval shape. We gotta begin, and now the part where they fall. Okay. Okay, so now that this is all done, you grab all the way over here. Okay, so that now we're done, we're gonna grab this, put the dough in it, and now we got the wrapping paper. First step first, make sure it's the correct size. Now, you have to put it in. Okay, now, strap it so like the dough can set. Now we put the bag. Yeah, the bag. The bag. There. Now it looks like a bowl. It's not full. Now we have to wait for a bit until the dough. Okay, so now we have to wait either like an hour or 45 minutes for the bread for the dough to enlarge, and then after the time passes, we're gonna make the formations of the small pieces of bread. All right, see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Okay.